Hornby means quality and happiness, actually.
Pleasure.
Detail, accuracy, authenticity.
It's something that everybody's heard of.
Hornby is an iconic British company with an iconic set of British brands.
I don't believe there's a single day that I've ever woken up and thought, I don't want to go to work.
The brand, the image, it really does mean the world to me.
Well, Hornby plc now encompasses quite a broad spread of businesses across continental Europe, in Spain, France, Italy and Germany, and indeed, of course, our core market in the UK, in North America also, and also a broad spread of brands, from Hornby model railways to Scalextric, slot racing, Airfix, model kits, Humbrol, model paints, and last but by no means least, Corgi diecast. I feel honoured to be Chief Executive of Hornby. I said that at the outset when I arrived, and I still say it, not quite every day to myself, but I sometimes have to pinch myself that I've found myself in such an amazing business.
I joined Hornby in 1978, and my first memories when I first came to the building was how big and how many people they actually employed. I was quite staggered.
When I joined in 1995, manufacturing was still done here in the factory, and there was probably nearly 2,000 people working here. So it was a real hive of activity and busy.
There are a lot of people who've been in the business for a long time, so a huge amount of experience, huge amount of commitment and a huge amount of passion.
Clearly a very iconic building, and their heritage immediately shines through as soon as you came through the entrance doors.
I'm a local person, so Hornby's been around all my life, and I've seen this building here, so coming to work here was working for a big organisation as far as I was concerned. Quite daunting coming into the building the first time. Some of the managers, the directors at that time that I was dealing with were quite daunting characters.
The passion and commitment that people take in their jobs and make to the product actually seems to get under your skin here, and it's very, very visible from the moment that you walk into the organisation.
Any person who comes through to visit our office is blown away by the amazing Scalextric set that they see, or the biggest train set they've ever seen, and it's really a bit of a kid's dream to come in here.
I joined in 2009. My first memory was the showroom. It's just a massive kids' toy box, basically.
It was really like being in a child's treasure trove.
What really got me excited was coming into this showroom and seeing all the Olympic products.
My first memory was walking into a very small marketing office where everybody was on top of each other, and the evolution to where we are now with much more space, more people joining the company is very encouraging and very exciting.
What I've tried to do, what I've helped to do, with the support of a lot of engineers and so on, is to move Hornby Railways from being perceived as a toy into being accepted as a model.
We've taken it from a very narrowly focused, predominantly UK business, and very specifically in model railways and slot racing, into a global player across a whole range of model and hobby brands.
Hornby has changed dramatically. By doing the exhibitions on the train side, it's actually showing the customer that females can be into trains as well.
When I first joined, all of our websites worked in isolation of each other, and the big change we've been working towards is to have a single website where all our brands are sold together, and we can maximise the synergies that exist between the brands and allow our customers to buy from a single basket across all the products at the same time.
We've always had a strong presence outside the UK, but we are growing rapidly in many countries worldwide. We've been a bit more creative in the way that we target countries outside of the UK, and that has resulted in a lot of growth, particularly in the Americas, in other parts of Europe, and increasingly in the Asian markets.
In the last 3 years, we've been going through a rebranding stage with new boxes, new box illustrations, and just reaching a wider audience. In the last few years, we've been using CAD, computer-aided design, to develop our models. This allows us much more detail, a much better fit, and generally a much better model.
I'm an industrial designer. I work in a 3D CAD program called Pro Engineer. I do 3D modelling of vehicles, cars, airplanes, and in Corgi it crosses all different vehicles. We're doing things we've never done before. We're taking data with these Hornbys, the little Olympic mascots, and producing them into key rings and figurines. Souvenirs that people can take home with them after they visit an Olympic event.
To now be working on the Olympics is fantastic.
Over the years, Hornby's gone through various cycles. It's been a really cyclic type of organisation where the products have needed to change to meet the market requirements, and my team and I have had to change with that. I think we're currently in that phase at the moment where we're looking at a new market. I think over the last 10 years we've developed products with a huge amount of detail on them. I think we've got to look to the marketplace again, understand just what the market requires and adapt our style of development and design to meet that requirement.
We're a reasonable sized business. We turn over 65 million. We have our own subsidiaries, we have distributors, we have manufacturing in China and in India, so we cover the I suppose the gamut of business processes. So we're in a much stronger position really to weather the vagaries of economic misfortune either in any one country or indeed in any one brand segment.
I think probably the biggest single innovation and which is unlikely to be repeated ever again is the Hornby live steam locomotive, and I think that would be my favourite.
We're not going to make that product again. I think in its time it is a great innovation.
The actual train is operated by steam. It's just like the real thing.
It's a wonderful product, and yeah, I would like a live steam set, not just a loco.
My favourite model would be the Corgi A3 Flying Scotsman, because that's probably the first products and range which I saw from a concept through to being delivered as an actual model.
The 007 number of probably a 5,000 piece limited edition run of the James Bond DB5.
The Disney Pixar Cars product was the first project we released working with Disney, and I think it was the platform for new things to come for the Sketchbook brand.
I think I would have a super slick digital train set.
Big Hornby digital layout with digital sound locomotives running on it. I think there's nothing better than that.
I'd probably have a little loco called Smoky Joe.
I want one of everything. I can just picture a shelf with everything on it.
It'd be a 1/24 scale mosquito kit. The size, the amount of parts, the sheer detail in the product is just amazing.
For me, it would have to be in the Olympic range, the 2012 limited edition train set.
Merchant Navy, 100%.
Perhaps the Toy Story Hornby train.
I would have to say a digital Scalextric set.
The Scalextric Platinum digital set.
The biggest Scalextric set that we sell.
6-car power base, a couple of Porsche, a couple of Lamborghini, some Audi R8s.
Obviously I'd need a bigger house for it to go in, but it would be a great lads' night in. Hornby means a lot to me. It means that we're working on something that passes through generation to generation. We're actually very lucky to work here and be a part of that.
It means I get to create really great work that gets sold all over the world.
Hornby means heritage, detail, accuracy, authenticity. We do what we say we're going to do, and we keep our promises.
It's been my life, so I've worked for Hornby now for 35 years, so Hornby means a lot to me.
Hornby personally means childhood memories and spending some quality time with my father.
I feel a bit of a connection with Hornby. It's in the county that I've grown up in. Everyone's owned a Hornby item one time or another.
Being part of it for the last 3 years and being involved in developing with what it is now, the brand, the image, it really does just mean the world to me.
The pride of getting up every morning and coming into work to work with some of the greatest British brands available.
Hornby, to me, right now, means the Olympics.
What makes Hornby special is that it really does transcend the generations, from grandfather to father down to the children.
It just gives you that warm feeling, isn't it? There's not many things in the world today that do that, but certainly people only associate Hornby with fun.
What makes Hornby special is that we're not producing throwaway items. It's something you're going to hand down to your children and keep carefully.
The brands within Hornby make it special, and the passion and the excitement that they bring to our people.
There is not an organisation in the world that brings together the collectible brands that this company owns.
It's an iconic British company with fabulous iconic brands that everyone knows of worldwide.
The heritage of our brands must be unique amongst toy companies and hobby companies in the UK.
What makes Hornby special? The team.
It's customers.
The dedication of the people who work here.
The people. It's like one big family here.
Without doubt, the people.
The people.
The people.
The people.
The people.
The people.
I think I'm most proud of the Olympic product that is about to flood the market. It's current and it's shiny and new.
I'm really proud of the Olympic 2012 mascot artwork for the keyrings and figurines that we've been producing.
The Destination London 2012 taxi range, because I think that epitomises the Olympics and the association with Hornby.
It has to be the Scale Electric velodrome set. It's Team GB branded, and every single person who's seen it has been excited by it.
The London 2012 handover bus, the one that was at the Beijing Games, it's completely sold out and made a 5,000 piece limited edition run.
I would say the Disney Pixar car product is possibly the most feature-rich product we've done on such a big licence with this Scale Electric.
I'm proud of the visitor centre, the Hornby Visitor Centre. I was instrumental in setting it up. We've had 23,000 visitors in the 10 months that it's been open, which is pretty good, really.
Probably the one I'm most proud of would be Light Steam and how we developed that.
A little toy tractor of a Massey Ferguson 8690.
I think more recently I'm very proud of the changes to Airfix.
I'm most proud of the Airfix catalogue, the way it reaches the world and how we've developed the brand using the digital illustrations.
The product I'm proudest of, I think, actually would be the Airfix 1/24 scale Mosquito. It's the biggest kit that Airfix has ever made.
There's a lot of detail, a lot more detail than we've been able to do in the past.
It was almost the product that had the banner that Airfix could never make.
As soon as you mention to anyone outside of the company who you work for, that you work for Hornby, suddenly they've either got a train set at home or they've got one in their loft.
Well, people generally first smile and then they recount a childhood memory relating to one of the brands.
Pretty much every middle-aged gentleman that you meet had one of these when he was a little kid.
But I suppose the most common one is, I used to have a train set when I was young. I think it's in the loft somewhere.
They normally say, "You lucky so-and-so."
Wow, normally.
I've had comments such as, "You have the best job in the world," I would have died for a job like that. So yeah, there's a lot of people who would love to be doing what I'm doing now.
I suppose they have a vision of sitting around playing with Scale Electric cars or with train sets all day.
They assume that we play with toys all day and they want to come and take part with the fun.
They think that I must have one of the best jobs in the UK, which I probably have.
It's envy. You can see the envy in their eyes.
You can't stop them talking.
If you tell somebody and they're a real enthusiast, then I can have them talking to me for 13 hours.
When they find out that I'm working on the Olympics, I suppose they always ask for tickets.
Most people say they've got something in the loft that they want to know if I can fix. But after we get past that, it's an immense pride.
I think the best word to describe how I feel with working for Hornby would be proud, actually. Very proud to work for a company that has been going this long.
Enthusiasm, excitement.
Happy and lucky.
Passion and energy, which I think is shared by not just myself but amongst colleagues.
Working for Hornby is a passion for me.
It's just so exciting.
A privilege. It's a privilege to work for the brand Hornby.
It's unique. I've worked for other toy organisations and they're just not like this. This becomes part of who you are.
I'm proud to work for Hornby.
I'm very proud to work for Hornby.
Very proud.
Pride.
Pride, definitely.
I owned a small Triangle railway set and I owned a Meccano set, and those were probably the two most memorable toys that I had as a child.
I had a train set, I had Airfix and I had Scale Electrics, and I played with Corgi, so yeah, all 4 brands.
I had a Hornby train set, which I still got to this day.
I had a huge Scale Electric set, which regularly was brought out and dominated the living room floor. Never had a Hornby train set though, which was my biggest regret. Making up for it now though.
As a young kid, I had a Scale Electric set first that was bought for me for Christmas. Remember that. I also had a huge Hornby Railway as well. And then from that I developed into plastic modelling as well, where I also then built Airfix kits and using Humbrol paint. So sort of a whole range of modelling and craft from this building. And the majority of it was manufactured from here as well, so it's never dreamt that I'd work here.
I did actually get a Corgi Aston Martin, like many people, and I've lost all the little blue guys who get ejected from the seat. But I still actually have that toy.
I can always remember my cousin playing with a Hornby train set, or my brother with a Scale Electrics set.
I had both a Scale Electric set and a Hornby train set that my father put together and nailed against the wall, and I spent many hours playing with that.
We didn't have Scale Electric, but Mimic at the time was a Hornby product, but it was much smaller scale, so we used to fight over that.
My cousin, who was the same age as me and was a boy, had a Scale Electric set. So whenever we went round there, we'd always be racing together and playing on that.
I was given a Scale Electric set at a young age, which was a hand-me-down from a relative, and I had it for many years and enjoyed it.
I had a Scale Electric set when I was about 6, I think.
Scale Electric. Scale Electric was by far the most popular product with me and a lot of my friends when I was a young boy.